With age has come a greater understanding of what it means to be daring. All I know is what my heart knows. I love people courageously. I love people despite the fear of unreciprocated care. I remind them that I love them constantly. When I was little, I genuinely believed that friends were meant to be for life. So when I lost touch with my very best friend at age 12, everything I thought was true began to slip away. Buddhism is what shaped me since I was quite young. I became aware of impermanence, the necessity to never shrink someone else's narrative, and thus love them for whatever length of time they enter your orbit. I learned the value of extending my compassion past my ego, and almost 10 years later, I decided to take a risk. Hello? I don't know if you remember, it's totally fine if you don't. There was this day, I think in the year 2, where I started having Buddhism scripture classes, and I was super excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, Ash, I get to go. And you were just so embracing. You were like, that's so amazing, you have to tell me all about it. And I just felt so accepted by you, and I think that was really massive to have at that age. Being able to have Buddhism class and then get to share it with you was really exciting. And I have this,
I do remember that.
Yeah. I think we started meditating in class, and I wanted to tell you all about it, and you were like, oh, could you actually teach me? We sat near the
gates or something.
Yes, and there was no one there. And that was just such a pivotal memory. I'm trying to talk about details, but for me to try and describe what that still means to me is really hard to describe. Just the fact that you sat with me meant so much at that time, but I also think it just set me up to feel like I could share those things with people, because when I went to high school, I didn't have any friends who were Buddhist or curious in that way, so I kind of always kept that to myself. I always kept that memory of us in my mind. You know, there's certain people that you can't talk about certain things to, and that's okay, but you'll find friends who care enough to listen. I just can't express to you just how much that meant to me.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's so sweet. You know, I thought about you the other day. I just remember going through all that stuff with my mum in year 5, being diagnosed with anxiety. You were always there when I was having panic attacks. It goes both ways. You're the only person who understood. A lot of people go through mental illness a lot later, but I was in year 5 and that was starting for me, so no one really understood. You were very open and accepting, always there for me. So yeah, I really appreciate that too.
Aww. I really, really am grateful to have had such a beautiful friendship at such a young age.
Yeah, it was very special. I have only good memories with you.
Aw, that makes me so happy.
Oh, we should just get a coffee and talk. That would be even the most simplest thing. That would be awesome. I'd love that.
So what is it that makes me so gushy? Is it the depth of my Scorpio sun? Is it the pride of my Leo moon? Is it that I'm an INFJ? Or is it something to do with my DNA? My granddad passed away last Saturday. Here's a part of the conversation that I had with my dad. Your instant response after hearing the news about Sia was gratitude, and you were saying nothing but thank yous to Sia. I saw myself in you, and I saw where my gratitude comes from. That just meant a lot to me.